Get ready, because what you thought had already passed hasn't even begun. The new moon didn't hit on Thursday. That was just the release, an invisible shift that slipped by unnoticed. And it was meant to. See, energy doesn't arrive on schedule. It doesn't follow calendars or clocks. It waits for silence, for softness, for your guard to drop. And that moment is Saturday. That's when it lands. That's when it chooses. And if you're even slightly spiritually sensitive, you'll feel it, not just in your body, but in your thoughts, your dreams, your instincts. Tomorrow will blow your mind, not because of what happens, but because of who it happens to. And the strange part, it might be you. It's been coming for all along. While everyone else checks out, you're tuning in. Saturday is when the world spiritually forgets itself. People scroll, binge, avoid, escape, which is exactly why this Saturday was chosen. Less noise, less resistance, more power. Because what's coming doesn't want attention. It wants a clear line into the ones who are listening, really listening. That's why this Saturday will feel strange. When the world gets loud, it's not the silence that's missing, it's your attention to it. You might think the new moon is over. You might think the quiet has passed. But the real silence starts now, and it doesn't come from the sky. It comes from you. This weekend, something inside you will begin pulling back, not out of fear, but out of necessity. There's a hunger for solitude that starts to grow, and it's not just emotional, it feels physical, like noise actually drains your muscles, like conversation burns energy you suddenly can't afford to lose. You may find yourself turning your phone over without even thinking, walking away from plans you said yes to days ago, cancelling, muting, escaping, but not in a sad way, in a clear, almost surgical way. Your body knows something is being whispered inward, and the only way to hear it is to step out of the current. The energy right now is coded. It's not coming to you in big spiritual downloads or fireworks. It's coming in fragments, flashes, brief sparks in your mind when you stop distracting yourself. So don't resist the pull to be alone. That's not loneliness, that's alignment. You may feel the urge to write things down, to reread old journal entries, and suddenly understand what they actually meant. You may notice certain people suddenly feeling too loud, even if they're not doing anything wrong. That's because your frequency is sharpening, and everything dissonant is going to feel like static. The danger isn't in the solitude, it's in denying yourself of it. Because if you push this away, if you try to socialize through it, or ignore the ache to disconnect, you may feel yourself crash hard by Sunday. Solitude isn't the absence of energy, it's where you finally hear it speak. The moment you stop watching the pot, it boils. Something strange happens after this kind of moon. The manifestations you whispered, maybe even unconsciously, don't disappear, they hover. And starting Saturday, they start aligning so quickly, it can feel almost unbelievable. But here's the catch. This is not a logical energy. This is not a time to list out goals and analyze your every thought. The window that opens on Saturday works on magnetism, not method. The more you try to force what you want to happen, the more it wriggles out of reach. The more you relax, release, and expect it casually, the more it lands. This is the moon's residue energy. It's what happens when the intention you almost voiced during the new moon finally finds the space to become real. That thing you thought of for just a second, the desire you felt too shy or unsure to fully claim, it's already in motion. And Saturday is when the gears click into place. But don't try to figure out how. That's how you jam the system. This isn't mechanical, it's alchemical. If something strange or synchronistic crosses your path on Saturday, don't dismiss it. That's the sign. That's the link in the chain. You're not being tested. You're being shown what's already unfolding. All you have to do is stay out of the way. And here's what no one tells you. When manifestation actually starts working, it can scare you. It can feel like, wait, that was too fast. Is this real? That's the sign you've hit the current. Don't pull back. Just trust it. Urgency isn't panic. It's purpose trying to break through your delay. There's a pulse to Saturday that won't feel subtle. You'll wake up, or maybe even feel it building the night before, and something in your chest is going to feel like a silent alarm went off. You won't know why. You won't be able to point to anything specific, but you'll feel it like something is counting down. The clock you feel isn't on the wall, it's internal, and it's not measuring hours, it's measuring opportunity. This energy doesn't come to warn you that something's ending. It's here to scream that something is ready, but only if you meet it. There's a narrowing window, and this time it's personal. It's the project you've sat on, the message you've ignored, the plan you've been waiting for the right time to start. Guess what? This is the right time, and if you let it slip, you will feel it slip. You might feel fidgety, almost twitchy. You'll feel like you should be doing something important, even if your calendar is blank. And that's because your soul has appointments your brain hasn't caught up to yet. Even your body will start talking. Your breath might feel shallow until you move. You may crave cardio, dancing, running, or even just standing outside. That's because your system is trying to regulate all this compressed momentum and get you out of your head. But this isn't pressure meant to crush you. It's the cleanest form of universal propulsion you'll get all month. It's that rare moment where the universe actually shoves you forward, and it feels good. Not frantic, but decisive. You are not running out of time. You're being shown what happens when you use it. So go back to that idea you shelved. Message the person you said you'd wait on. Send the pitch. Book the trip. Take the risk. Because something you set aside isn't lost. It's waiting. And today, it might just meet you halfway. This urgency, it's the clearest signal you'll get that the moment is now. If you don't use it, it won't wait, and you'll feel that silence deeply. But if you do act, even in a small way, you'll feel the timeline snap into place, like a train finding its track. Nothing wastes more energy than waiting for a perfect moment that already exists. No build-up, just a flash of truth. There's something almost electric about this Saturday, not in a chaotic way, but in a sudden, precise way, like truth arriving without warning. You could be brushing your teeth, half asleep in the shower, mid-scroll on your phone, and suddenly it drops in the answer, the choice, the thing you couldn't figure out for weeks. No angel chorus, no fireworks, just clarity, total and irreversible, and it won't feel like a guess. It won't feel like you're analyzing. It'll feel like your chest just clicked open and showed you the blueprint. It might hit you as a sentence, an image, a flash of memory you hadn't thought about in years, but it lands with that signature, unmistakable feeling. Oh, that's it. Here's where it gets tricky. Your brain will try to hijack it immediately. It'll try to talk you out of it, rationalize it away. That can't be it. Too simple, too fast. But the truth doesn't need build-up. It doesn't need evidence. When it hits, it just is. Your gut doesn't argue. It reveals. And this energy is tailor-made for gut wisdom, not emotional reactions, not overthinking spirals, but that clean, intuitive hit that feels like it's been waiting on standby for you to finally be quiet enough to receive it. If you've been stuck on a decision, especially one that's been dragging, whether it's about work, love, where to go, who to trust, what to let go, you don't need to seek the answer on Saturday. It will find you, but you have to promise not to swat it away. That random thought, the one that pops in with no warning, that's the decision, that's the path. The rest is just noise.
Trust the flash. You're not guessing. You're remembering what you already knew but were too clouded to hear. And on this day the clouds part. Truth isn't something you chase. It's something that finally lands when you stop running in circles.
When the universe holds up a mirror, it doesn't ask for your opinion, it asks for your ownership. Tomorrow, the energy doesn't just rise, it reflects, and not in the gentle, graceful way people expect. This is a mirror phase, and it's raw. The new moon doesn't just clear energy, it also sets a trap. One that shows you exactly what you're projecting, but through other people, you might notice someone interrupt you and suddenly feel a wave of annoyance. But right as that frustration rises, something clicks. You do that. You always cut people off. Or maybe someone seems cold, avoidant, dismissive. You're about to label them when the mirror flashes and you realize that's the exact energy you've been giving to someone close to you. It hits fast, and it hits accurately. This isn't the universe punishing you, it's auditing you. It's pulling back the curtain on the effect you actually have on your world. And no, it won't flatter your ego. You'll want to defend yourself. You'll want to explain away the trigger. But if you lean in, if you just observe without judging, the insight is undeniable. This isn't about shame. It's about alignment. The moon isn't shaming you. It's letting you see how much power you've been holding without realizing it. You are not being attacked. You're being revealed. This mirror phase isn't just about interpersonal stuff, either. It can show up in how your tech glitches, how you're treated at the store, even how your pets act. If something feels off, odd, frustrating, ask yourself, where have I been giving this out? It's jarring at first, but this reflection isn't meant to wound, it's meant to wake. Once you spot the pattern, it loses its grip on you. You free yourself the moment you name it. Think of it like a soul checkpoint. The moon has cleared the fog, and now you're being shown the state of your energy field by what bounces back at you. What you ignore will repeat. What you confront will release. So if tomorrow you feel unexpectedly irritated, humbled, or even embarrassed, good. That means the mirror's working. That means your self-awareness is upgrading in real time. The trigger isn't the problem. Your reaction is the portal. Saturday will not be linear. That's the trap. The morning may feel lazy, quiet, a bit foggy, like you're moving underwater. And that's what makes the second half of the day hit so hard. It doesn't matter how peaceful it feels at 10 a.m. Around midday you'll feel it when it happens. Something snaps, like someone flipped the breaker switch on the sky. Suddenly, it's on. And it's not just energy, it's everything. Your mood swings. People around you suddenly intense, short, weirdly direct. The air feels thicker. Your thoughts faster, louder, sharper. This isn't personal, it's planetary. A subtle astrological inflection point, the kind most people never notice but feel deeply. Think of it like a ripple in the energy field that cuts the day in half. The first wave dissolves, and the second arrives with full charge. The shift might show up as a sudden conversation you weren't expecting, an opportunity, a confrontation, or even just a feeling that something is stirring just beneath the surface, and it's about to break through. You're not unstable. You're sinking with a split-second surge most people sleep through. Some will feel agitated. Some will feel lit up. Some will get the random burst of I need to change my whole life energy. And a few will get incredibly quiet because their system is processing something bigger than language. Whatever you do, don't dismiss it. Don't try to dull it out or wait for it to pass. It's not an inconvenience. It's a chance. The second half of Saturday is where the invitation drops to act, to shift, to decide, to say what needs to be said. It's when the sky stops whispering and starts moving. And if you're sensitive enough to feel the flip, that's your confirmation. You're one of the few tuned in, while the rest of the world mistakes it for just another day. Energy doesn't ask permission. It announces itself and waits to see who's paying attention. There are moments when your mind finally steps aside and your power walks in. Something strange happens after a new moon like this one. Not right away, not on cue, but suddenly, like a window being thrown open at midnight, the noise in your head goes quiet. Not the thoughts, the judgment. That inner voice that always says, wait, or maybe later, or you're not ready, it disappears. For a few rare hours, especially tomorrow, your mind stops playing devil's advocate. It starts agreeing with you, and you'll feel it. You'll find yourself hovering over the send button on something you've been editing for weeks. You'll want to finally pitch the project, share the art, book the ticket, have the talk. And unlike the dozens of other moments when you've hesitated, backed off, or waited for a better time, this time, the hesitation is gone. This isn't confidence, it's clarity without interference. It won't feel manic. It won't feel dramatic. In fact, it may feel unnervingly normal to just do the thing without spiraling. That's how you'll know it's real. This is the window where the voice in your head actually aligns with your future, where your instincts aren't being sabotaged by stories or past scars. It's like something's been neutralized. The background hum of insecurity just vanishes. And yes, it might come with a sense of urgency, because deep down you'll realize this quiet won't last forever. The self-doubt might sneak back in next week. The overthinking might return next month. But tomorrow, you're in the clear. So don't waste it, use it. Create the thing, reach out to that person. Start, move, declare. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to not argue with yourself. And for once, the stars aren't giving you friction. They're giving you permission. The gate is open. Walk through before the critic remembers how to speak. When you rise above your life for just a second, the drama looks like dust, and the truth shines like gold. There's a strange kind of clarity that only shows up in moments like this, the day after the moon disappears. It's like a reset on the emotional lens you've been using. And all at once, things that felt massive shrink, and things you kept ignoring suddenly take center stage. Tomorrow, you'll catch yourself thinking differently, not in a forced way, but in a way that makes you pause and go, wait, why was I even worried about that? You may look at a friendship and realize it's been draining you for months, not because of a fight or a moment, but because your energy just doesn't belong there anymore. You may revisit a long-standing goal and think, that was never mine to begin with. Or you may realize you've been obsessing over microscopic problems while missing out on the macro miracle your life is becoming. This isn't just insight, it's a total zoom out. Your vision stretches. You stop looking at your day and start looking at your decade. And when that happens, decisions become easier. You stop clinging. You stop performing. You stop trying to fix what was never yours to fix. It's not always comfortable. Sometimes what you see from above isn't pretty. You'll notice the time you've wasted, the patterns you've repeated, the energy you've given to people who didn't even know how to receive it. But instead of spiraling, you'll feel surprisingly grounded, like you finally have permission to step out of the fog and just choose different. You won't need closure. You'll just need distance. This isn't detachment. It's maturity. It's alignment. It's the moon saying, I took away your usual distractions so you could finally see what matters. So don't fight the shift. If you feel yourself wanting to quit, to realign, to rearrange your whole calendar, That's not flakiness. That's your higher self taking the wheel. And when that perspective lands, you'll realize you don't need anyone's approval to make your life feel real again. You just need altitude. Clarity doesn't scream. It whispers from above. Are you high enough to hear it? This isn't just energy. It's ignition, and it's got your name on it. Something switches on inside you when cosmic pressure finally releases. Not gently, but all at once. Like a slingshot, snapping forward after being pulled too far back. That's what Saturday is. That's what July 26th holds. Not just a shift, not just a mood, but life force in its rawest, most untamed form. You might wake up feeling electric, not hyper, but awake, like the world sharpened its edges overnight, like suddenly your senses are syncing up with something that actually wants you to move. And that's exactly what this moment is for. Movement. It won't matter if you're tired. It won't matter if your to-do list is unfinished. It won't matter what happened earlier this week. Because this pulse, it's bigger than your routine. This is the kind of energy that can rewrite a whole season of your life in a single day, if you let it. You won't want to scroll. You'll want to start. You'll feel the sudden desire to clean your space, like your future self is about to walk in. You'll feel the courage to message someone you haven't spoken to in months, not for closure, but for alignment. You'll feel the certainty that now is the time to launch something, to leap, to begin. And the strangest part, it will all feel familiar, not new, but remembered. Like the version of you that's been locked behind exhaustion and self-doubt just walked back into the room and said, "Move over, I'm driving now." This isn't luck, it's not random motivation. It's the reward for showing up, for sensing the build-up, and surviving the stillness. You didn't just live through the storm. You became the calm after it. Don't underestimate this wave. It's not subtle. It's not shy. It wants you to feel big, to take up space, to act like your dreams are already halfway here. And here's the truth. This kind of aliveness doesn't knock twice. This isn't hype. It's a call, a cosmic summons pulling you into clarity, into motion, into the spotlight of your own life. Because whether anyone else sees it or not, the universe does. And right now, it's offering you a rare and powerful window of momentum. So take it. Speak your truth. Start the thing. Take the leap. Disrupt the pattern. If July 26th is revealing anything, it's this. You were never truly tired, just waiting for the right current to rise beneath you. If you're still here, thank you for showing up. If this message stirred something in you, a subscribe goes a long way to support this space. And as always, I'd love to hear what's been moving in your world. Drop your thoughts, shifts, or signs in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay open to what the cosmos brings next.